Hi, I'm Jamie McKinnon from Airwell Technology. Today we're going to install an Airwell. An Airwell is a device that removes methane, hydrogen sulfide, and radon gas. Any gas that is entrapped in the well water, we're going to remove right from the well. So in essence, our well is going to become a tank that we remove all these gases, and they will vent through the top of this well and just go to atmosphere. Tools that you will need for the install of the Airwell are drill and driver, a 1/4-inch bit, and I like to use a step bit, wire strippers and crimpers, adjustable wrench, screwdrivers, 5/16 nut driver, amp meter so it can read volts, 12 volts, pipe clamp, primer, PVC glue, a well record if it is available, and also a water level meter. If you don't have access to a water level meter, you can either use a string on a bobber and measure, or of course go with the well record. First thing you need to know is the depth of the well, and I have a well record for this particular well. I know that this well is 126 feet deep and the static water level is 6 feet on this particular well. If you don't know that, you will have to put the pipe down the well and physically feel the bottom of the well by moving back and forth the pipe we're just about to install to make sure that we know we're at the bottom of the well, because we want to end up 5 feet off the bottom of the well with our pipe. With this particular well, you can see we're 18 inches out of the ground with the well casing. We need this amount to put the driver box onto the side of the casing. If it is not 18 inches out of the ground or more, you can simply get a local well driller in your area, get them to weld on some casing to get it up and out of the ground. So what I like to do before I set the pipe is I like to draw it out, and that way I can physically see the math. And again, this is a big board. You can do it on a small piece of cardboard. So we know that our well is 125 feet deep. We also know from the well record, plus using my level meter, that the static level here is 10 feet. And we want the active section, the aeration section, to be 30 feet below the static level. So I'm going to draw in my Airwell pipe, and again, it's just to physically see it is sometimes means a lot. We want to be 5 feet off the bottom, because if we put this pipe right to the bottom of the well, it's going to pull in mud. So this way, the gas-rich water is going to move in through the bottom, and of course here's our slots. It's going to move up the column and of course get aerated in our air chamber. So the gas bubbles will be removed to the top of the surface. So again, we know there's 10 feet to the static, 30 feet below, and of course this active section is 10 feet. So we know the static level is 10. We know that we want the active section to the top of the collar to be 30 feet down, and the active section itself is 10. So 10 plus 30 plus 10, of course, is 50. That takes us to here. The well being 125 feet, take away that is 70. So we know that we need 7 lengths of pipe before our active section gets put on. Once you receive your Airwell box, you open it, you will see manual, 3 pipes, transformer, the driver box, so with the aeration section, it comes in 2 pieces for ease of shipping. You simply lift one side, carefully screw the pipe together until you don't see the O-ring, it's tight. You then take 3/8 tubing. These are push fit fittings. They simply insert into the push fit. I like to pull to make sure it's in. Insert, pull, and we know that it's locked in. This piece here is the first piece to go down. We've cut slots in this pipe due to if debris gets caught in the bottom, that the water can move through these pipes and of course move upwards to be aerated. So this is your first piece to go down. This of course shows you which way the pipe goes. It does not go like that, but it goes down. So we're putting tie straps on so it holds the pipe, 3/8 pipe, tight to the 1.25" pipe so it doesn't get snagged. So we're ready to do the install. If it is a well over 200 feet, I recommend you having a helper to put the pipe together. If you don't feel confident in your ability to hold the pipe, you can put a rope through this slot up, and of course the rope helps that if you let go of the pipe, it won't drop to the bottom of the well, and then you're not fishing for it. So let's start the install. The pipe screws together. It has an O-ring seal. You want to see, you don't have to use any tools to tighten it, but once you see the O-ring visibly gone, you know it's tight enough. Now that we reach the area where the Airwell is to be installed, we know that this part here is 30 feet below the static water level. We've done our math, so we know that this is the right time to install the aeration section. As you can see, we have up and down. In the event that wire guides are on the pump poly, you will have to remove them before you add this section. This section here will not go past wire guides. The rest of the pipe will, but this will not. So again, you will have to remove them. We're at the top of the aeration section. Now the pipes are reversed, so it's male thread down. The reason we do that is at the top, we can easily add on our coupling. So right now, as you can see, I'm sitting on the torque arrestor or a wire guide. You can get by torque arresters and wire guides. What I like to do, of course while hanging on tight to the pipe, because you don't want to lose it if you don't have your safety line on. But if you twist it, it will go by. So right now, I can tell I'm on bottom. I can easily get by and they feel spongy, torque arresters and wire guides. But this is a solid bottom of the well. So now I'm very confident I'm at the bottom of the well, and also I'm out of pipe. I've counted ahead of time. So what I do is I take my marker, or even your hand, you lift it up approximately 5 feet. Clamp it, and what I will do, I will cut it and install the cap. That's why I have my primer and PVC glue. What I've done ahead of time, as you will see in your instructions, I've already drilled my holes ahead of time. Next, we install the pipe hanger. Next, we install the glue. And this cap is to hold in air pressure and also, of course, to hold on to the pipe with the hanger. We tighten the screw. And also, this is another spot where you have to be careful. If it does drop, it only drops 5 feet. It is retrievable because, again, our Airwell system is 5 feet off the bottom of the well. We grab it like this, we insert it into the well, poke it through the hole, washer and nut, and we tighten that up. Yes, the Airwell, installing it is that simple. It's just a matter of doing the math right and putting the pipes in the proper order, and it takes no time at all. It's as easy as screwing the pipes together and gluing the cap on. It's that simple. Now that the Airwell is inserted into the well, we're going to install the driver box. It has the compressor in it. This tube is inserted through the back of the Airwell, through that knockout hole. And of course, internally is a check valve with a push fit fitting. So it's a matter of just pushing that tube into the push fit and of course pulling back to make sure it's fully inserted. Next, a band to go around the well. Through the hole we just drilled, we take the tube, insert it through the hole, pull the excess through the well, take our banding, gets wrapped around the well. We make sure our divot gets put into the hole so it doesn't shear off our tube. If we put a small circular pipe in here, it will not kink. So you measure to where you need it, finger, cut the tubing. Again, it's a push fit fitting. Gets put into there, and of course, do a tug test to make sure it's in. That way, once you tuck the wires in, you're not kinking the pipe. On the wiring, it's only 12 volts. So with the 12 volts, it has to be hooked up correctly or it will not run. So if you hook your wire nuts to the wire and it does not start once you add power to it, simply reverse the wires and then the polarity will be correct. This is an outdoor rated transformer. It can be set outside, or if you prefer, it can go inside the house. In this particular installation, as you can see, it's well sheltered. It's out of the sun. It can be in the sun, but it would be better if it isn't in the sun. On this end, of course, we can just put a plug-in on, which is provided. And on the low voltage side, we just supply these. And again, those are only 12 to 24 volts on the legs. And then it can be hooked any which way you want, right to the wall, and of course just near a receptacle, or again, it can be put inside. Now that we have it running, the compressor's running, you can go to the head of the well. You can either A, take a light from the sun, a mirror works well, or you can use a good flashlight, or sometimes you can even audibly hear it. And you'll hear the bubbling of the water, or you'll see the ripples on top of the water that you know that the air is getting down into the well, and therefore pulling that water from the bottom of the well, rising up through the tube that we installed, going through our air chamber, getting aerated, and then of course releasing all the gases entrapped in the water. Inside the box is a K&F air compressor, which is a brushless, oilless, maintenance-free air compressor. It's 12 to 24 volts. Inside here is an air filter that needs to be changed once per year, a filter, pre-filter, and of course a screen to keep out bugs and rodents. Those two filters can be just simply washed in water and soap. As you can see, this was a simple, quick, easy install. The tube took no time to drop. It's in essence screwing pipe together. We've done the math beforehand, and it was very simple installing that. The driver box, again, just run the cord just underneath the sod, because it is only 12 to 24 volts, so there's no need to get it buried deep. And everything is done on the outside of the house. There's no tanks inside. All those dangerous gases and the nuisance gases are all vented away from the house out here outside. For more information, you can contact us at airwelltechnology.com. Thank you.